Welcome once again to another episode of Your Pleasure Incorporated into Daily Living. I'm your host, Ellen Nicholas Rathbone, sensuality consultant, personal trainer, and entrepreneur, and soon to be a life coach with Brave Thinking Institute. I want to welcome you to this episode about skin. Now, skin has a we have a very loving and hating relationship. It's a love-hate relationship with our skin because skin is our largest organ and it reflects what is going on the inside of us, not just psychologically. If you're angry, it's obvious that you're angry. But if you aren't eating well, if you aren't sleeping well, if you are constantly stressed, if you have a lot of sugar in your diet, all of these things reflect in your skin. And we want to know what we can do to maintain our skin so that it stays elastic and good and healthy for many, many years. Well, the wonderful thing about skin, and we're talking about all of our skin, is that it's constantly rejuvenating itself. That is not the same skin that you actually had last month, not even the same skin as last month. It is constantly rejuvenating itself. So you'll probably say, well, why doesn't it rejuvenate itself so that it looks like it did 20 years ago? Because it has memory. And the memory is a compilation of all the habits that you've had in your life that have contributed to the foundation and building of your skin. It's not going to just forget that, you stayed in the sun or you drank a lot of alcohol or you had a lot of sugar and you never exercised. It's not going to forget any of that. It's all built into who you are and how you are right now. But if you want your skin to be resilient, there are a couple of things that need to be done. Now, we'll take the face for first of all, okay? Facial skin from age, say, 20 and up needs to be masked regularly. It could be masked once a week when you're in your 20s, once a week when you're in your 30s, up to 2 times a week when you're in your 40s, maybe even 2 times a week when you're in your 50s, and even maybe 3 times a week when you're in your 60s. Because what does masking do? It helps to get the skin to produce more collagen. It takes off the dead skin cells and it gives your skin a glow and it helps it to rebuild itself because you've taken off the dead skin cells and you've activated it. Now, as far as the rest of your body is concerned, you're not going to mask that, but what can you do to make your skin work better for you? Give yourself a dry rub massage at least 2 or 3 times a week. You start with the shoulders, you work your way down. I did a whole video on this, but it's really important to remember that the skin is not just an organ used for protection. The skin is important because it's a manufacturer of all the chemicals, hormones, and medicines that you need to keep your body in homeostasis, in balance. And if you give your body what it needs, and if you give your skin what it needs, it will respond by giving you what you need. So a dry rub is a very important thing to do. And you start at the top of your head and you work your way down. And when you come to joints, you do a circular motion. And when you come to the long bones, you do a back and forth motion. But start from the top and work your way down. And if you don't have a full, say, 5 minutes to do the whole body, do the extremities. Do your head, your hands, and your feet. And that will help tremendously to not only calm your body and calm your mind, but it will also help your body to produce the chemicals and the hormones that you need for homeostasis, which is balance. Another thing to really remember about skin is it needs to be watered. It needs lots of water. We are 70% water. And if you do not drink enough water, then your skin is going to reflect it immediately. Actually, if you're 150 pounds, you should be drinking 75 ounces of water a day, or 9 glasses. Or if you're 200 pounds, you should be drinking 100 ounces of water a day. You don't need to drink much more than that, but you are made of water. 70% of you is fluid. And since your skin is an organ and it recognizes dehydration immediately, it is a good idea to drink lots and lots of water. Skin is also the medium from which toxicity exits our body. So although it has been advertised ad nauseum that you don't want to sweat, you most definitely want to sweat. You want to sweat from top to bottom. And when you sweat from top to bottom, you are releasing toxins. Now, where did these toxins come from? Well, they come from the food that we eat, which is sprayed with pesticides. They come from the air that we breathe that has chemtrails in it. They come from the water that we drink that has all kinds of crap in it. I mean, everything is recycled, but unless you're drinking purified water with a reverse osmosis system, you're drinking all kinds of chemicals. And so, how do we get rid of these things? Well, there's certain herbs that people take to detox, etc. But the easiest and best way is to sweat profusely. So that could take place in a sauna, in a whirlpool, in a steam room, or my favorite is to go to a hot yoga class. In hot yoga, not only are you sweating profusely, but you're also stretching your muscles and your body, and you're becoming, like all three of you, your mind, body, and spirit are all becoming one, and you're just purging your body of all kinds of toxicity. Now, the funny thing about sweating to get rid of toxicity is that you can't do it through vigorous exercise like running or football playing or any of that, basketball playing. No, that's a different kind of sweat, believe it or not. You want the kind of sweat that causes you to just from sitting. And so how do you do that? Well, like again, you put yourself in a very hot room. And if you want to gently move and breathe with it, that's okay. But a sauna or a steam room or even a whirlpool will cause your body to sweat. And as you sweat, all of that toxicity will start coming out. I was talking to a fellow the other day, actually earlier today, and he was saying how, years ago, he had been a heavy drinker, and he had a lot to drink the night before. And then that morning he had to teach a yoga class, and he went to, not to teach a yoga, he went to a hot flow yoga class. And while he's taking this class, the sweat that is pouring out of his body almost felt a little acidic because of all the alcohol that he had put in his body the night before. So if you don't believe that there is toxicity in your body, try a hot flow yoga class after you've gone on a binge of junk food or alcohol or whatever kind of poison you want to put into your system, and see what your sweat feels like as it's coming out of your body. Because I'm telling you right now, the skin is your largest organ. And even though a lot of people do not see it as a large organ, doesn't look like a heart, doesn't look like liver or kidneys, it is. And to take care of it is important so that it will work for you. Wash it with a delicate cleansing gel. Do not be too harsh. Use tepid water, okay? And don't overwash it. Don't wash it 3 times a day, 2 times a day. That's ridiculous. That will dry it out. That's not doing you any favors. They want us to be afraid of what we smell like as humans and what we look like as humans and what we taste like as humans. You shouldn't be afraid of yourself. You want to take care of yourself, and you want to take care of your skin, because your skin represents what's going on the inside. And if you want to look and feel really, really good, you need to give yourself plenty of sleep. You need to drink lots of clean, pure water. You need to eat a good, nutritious diet. It's a good idea to give yourself a daily rub to get the skin activated so that if you need any kind of medication anywhere in your body, your skin will produce it. And the funny thing about that is that it produces exactly what you need, sends it exactly to the place that you need it, the right dosage, and no side effects. Now, this is not something that your doctor knows anything about unless they're an Ayurvedic doctor, okay, or a naturopath. But most doctors don't know anything about it because their training is not in healing. Their training is in medicine. But I'm telling you, your body can heal itself, and your skin is the largest manufacturer of hormones and chemicals and enzymes and all kinds of things that we need to keep our blood balanced, to keep our muscles balanced. For a good health, your skin is where it's at. There's one more thing. It seems like people want to decorate their skin with tattoos and that sort of thing. If you're going to do that, remember it hurts for a reason. It hurts because you're sticking ink in your skin, and a little needle is injecting this unnatural thing in your body. And okay, I guess if it's done properly and there isn't going to be any infection or anything else, that's great. Okay. Although not reversible so much. You're not the same person today as you're going to be in 10 years or in 20 years. And that person whose name you've got tattooed there or whatever, they might not even be in your life, or you might not even want them in your life. So to go around and just put things all over your body, maybe you want to think twice about that, because your skin is not very forgiving, and it will retaliate if you abuse it. All right. It's just the bottom line. I can always tell when someone drinks too much because they have a whole lot more wrinkles than they should. I can always tell when a person doesn't get enough sleep because they've got those really dark circles and they look drawn. And so your skin reflects what's going on. And if you love yourself, you might want to consider detoxing with sweating and getting enough sleep and drinking enough water. And then there's one more recommendation that I have, and I'm going to talk about it more next week. It's grounding. Grounding is placing your bare feet on the ground and allowing the negative electrons of the earth to circulate with the positive electrons of you. That's another way to find homeostasis and balance in the body. But we're going to talk about that more next week. For now, I hope that you get plenty to drink in water, take really good care of yourself, get plenty of sleep. And remember, that's the only body you get. Take good care of it, oxygenate your skin with exercise, keep lots of moisture in it with drinking plenty of water. And I don't mean tea with caffeine, coffee with caffeine, soda with caffeine, and then thinking you're drinking plenty of fluids. No, I'm just talking clean water, because that's the stuff that your body needs. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you take some of it to heart. Your skin is an amazing organ, and it has a lot to offer. If you take good care of it, it will last for a whole lifetime without any problems. If you don't take care of it, again, it's not that forgiving. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Your Pleasure Incorporated into Daily Living. I am your host, Ellen Nicholas Rathbone, sensuality consultant. Next week, we'll be talking about grounding. I hope you will join me for that episode. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Have a phenomenal evening. Namaste. And remember, do your Kegel exercises. Bye for now.